But of the tree of which is verse 3 of Genesis 3, which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. You don't know what God said, woman. All you know is what your husband said. And you shouldn't have been, you abdicated. You should have said, no, wait a minute. Honey, look at what he's saying here. I'm just telling you, he was there. That's what it says. Look, and that's what it says right here. Verse 6 of Genesis 3, and took of the fruit therefore, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So he was standing right there. Now the woman has to answer the challenges of the word of the Lord while you were right there. She was speaking up for both of you. And that's what she said. That's what I'm saying right there. Because when she spoke to the devil, he says, we may eat of the fruit. She's speaking for both of you. You mean the wife then becomes a spokesperson for the family? No, the husband was the spokesperson because he got the direct word. You got the word. Woman, stand down. Man, speak up. Here's the point I made in previous teachings. The man shut up, the woman spoke up. See? She didn't carry the authority of the earth. He carried the authority of the earth, including her and everything else. He was the vital person responsible for the alignment of the created order. He abdicated. I know many of men in their house, called an impact, that the wife decides when they're going to go on vacation. The wife decides, what's the priorities of the house and what. She's not comfortable with it. She thinks she is sometimes, but she wants the husband to get, what's the vision for the house? Where are we going? Man thinks that it's all about making money. Now, I know situations where the wife makes more money than the husband. In my view, the virtuous woman in Job and Proverbs 31 was the money maker for the house. See? But she wasn't the most significant one because she made the money. See? When the Bible talks about Babylon, he speaks in the feminine pronoun. That Babylon, that woman, just saying, she's out of alignment. And she has to get back in alignment with God. Now look, I got to go. There's so much more here that I want to carry on and think. But I said enough to kind of stir you up right now. And I mean to do it because in order to be straightened up, it seems like we have to be stirred up. And that's what I believe. I think too many things, this is a crooked road, not a straight road. And the road to Christ likeness is straight. And it's narrow. And so you can read the rest of the account here. But when this man in verse 6, and he did eat, look what it says. And verse 7, and the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. That's in contradistinction to verse 25. And they were naked and not ashamed of chapter 2. And it says, and they heard, look at this, they're plural, they both heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto what? Them. God called unto them and said, where are y'all? No, he didn't. He called unto Adam and said, where are you? Where are you? Not where's the woman? Not where's the serpent? Where are you, Adam? Because you are the one that's responsible for the earth. Now, you can take the rest of this and go with it all you want. There's a lot there. But God comes to the one he gave the God said, not the one that he made to support the man in the vision for the planet. And he should have stood up and taken the responsibility. He didn't. See? And I heard the voice, and he said, I heard the voice. So at least she didn't answer the Lord. I mean, if anybody should have answered, woman, you answered the devil. Why didn't you answer the Lord? Because you knew he wasn't talking to you. Where art thou? Where are you? And he said, I heard the voice, thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. I hid myself. That isn't why. You lying to God? And God got right to the bottom line of it. Who told you that you were naked? See, that's the second question. Why didn't you answer? Answer. You didn't. Hast thou eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat thereof? The answer was, I did. Nope. The answer to him was, the woman. See? And so therefore, he abdicates from his responsibility. And therefore, a whole legacy of things happened that should not have happened. So now, let me tell you a couple of things. Number one, when the woman answered the serpent, that was, even if the man, which he dishonored, he abdicated from his responsibility. But the woman, like so many women today, have a husband who got the assignment, and she married into the assignment, but sometimes she'll answer before the man answers. This is exactly what happened right here. Look, woman, he was to honor the word that God gave him before he listened to your nonsense. Because the woman, meaning that God made from him, was talking nonsense because it didn't come from God. She should have right away said, he's not just my husband, he's also my prophet. In other words, because the preceding word that I received to make me in the destiny of the creation came from my husband. So number one, I shouldn't have asked my husband to do what the devil said. But two, here's the more egregious thing. You dishonored your husband's assignment over you and took a word that didn't come from your husband nor God and brought that word to him. See? Many wives are that way. See, honey, I love you. You know, oh, you're so much, you're so important. That's wonderful. But do you do what he says from God? See? The most important thing about their marriage is that it was a destiny from God. And in your personal lives, you love each other. Sure, you're one together. But in terms of the assignment, let me tell you something, man. He's your Lord. Now, you know, I went there, and have you read this in this is the redemptive, in 1 Peter chapter 3. Some of you have seen that. At verse 5, look what it says here, verse 5. 1 Peter 3:5. Look what it says. For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adored themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. Hey, let me ask you this. Are you in subjection to your husband? So bless you. Look, be encouraged. For the joy of the Lord is your strength, is my prayer for you. God bless.